oh, like, he don't want you no more, da da da. So my petty ass, when we get, because we got back together that August, I got on Facebook and put up a picture that said, bitches be like, he don't even want you anymore. I was so petty, y'all.
Hey beauties, Anika here. So it took me forever to do my makeup and the sun's going down, but if I don't like the way the sun is making me look at a point in time, I'm gonna just close the blind or whatever. But for now, it's just a story time, so it's fine. This is the first time I ever did my makeup for a video, so none of my other videos I really have makeup on, like eyeshadow and stuff, but I did like a full face today, like setting spray and all. So if you ever want to see this makeup look, tell me. I'll see if I can recreate it on camera. I did it with my Carly Bible palette. Yeah, that's all I use. And then the highlights are from ColourPop. I use ColourPop, the Missy Lynn palette, and the Carly Bible palette. Anyways, so y'all may hear a story time from your girl in a minute. Have y'all? Let me tell y'all this story today, because to this day, it's still hard for me to believe. So when y'all hear this, y'all gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, I'm telling you, this is real life shit. Like, I don't tell no stories that's made up. All my shit is real life. This is stuff that happened. My life is Degrassi on crack, like, on God. So this story time is about the time when I found out my sis was fake. Like, when I say fake, like Barbie doll plastic, like fake. So, and I don't want to say I'm still salty about it, but I'm still salty about the way things went down. Like, I'm not salty anymore. I was salty for a while about us not being friends anymore, but now I'm just salty about just the way things went down. Like, why? For what? Alright, so this all begins with, y'all, I'm sorry for the lighting change. The devil is alive and kicking today, I swear to you. Like, first the lighting, because the sun went down, and now I like dropped my what's this called? I dropped my tripod, and then like the smartphone mount broke. I had to put that back together. Sun is really down now. I'm just 17 degrees of frustrated, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep filming because we're gonna get through this together. I got y'all. What was I gonna tell you? Oh, yes, the story of the time I found out my sis was fake. Or not really found out, but like, just, y'all, from the beginning of this story, and this is gonna be my same message at the end of the story, watch who your friends are, because some people are really not your friend. Okay, so if y'all watch my I almost died video, you will know that I had a boyfriend, which is normal or whatever at my age. I was 17, 18, 19 at this time, but when I started going out with him, I was like 16 or whatever. So we are dating, and so it's, I'm gonna give my ex a name because I don't think I gave him a name in any of this. I never told a story about him really. His name is Tom. And the girl's name that I'm going to talk about is Jerry. Jerry with an I. The other twin doesn't really need a name. Like, a lot of people will know this story because it wasn't like we was dating for like a week or two. Like, we had been dating for years. So nobody's going to know this story, but a lot of people are going to know who I'm talking about. Just don't comment below talking about who I'm talking about. Don't do it. So I swear the devil is coming for me today. So, yeah, so I'm dating Tom. So Tom is my boyfriend, and then Jerry, I'm gonna call him that because they were like really close or whatever. But Jerry, is the other twin's girlfriend, but like we knew each other before they became boyfriend girlfriend, so we were like super close. We were always really close. Sorry if you hear a dog barking in the background. Anyway, yeah, we were close like before they started going out. Before, I think I met her before she even met him, or I met her like as soon as she met him or whatever, but like back in 9th grade, and they didn't start dating until we were in like 11th grade, just same as me and Tom. So me and Tom dating, blah blah blah. This is the end. Like, I'm gonna try to finish this story before my phone dies because it's trying to die on me today. BTW, I'm sorry for the light and change. Basically everything changed. But back to the story. So me and Tom, I'm sorry if I keep looking up. I'm looking in the mirror, which is like my viewfinder today, but yeah. So I'm dating Tom, and this is way past. This is not like when we first started going out or whatever. This is like we've been in relationships with these boys for the longest time, right? Mind you, we were inseparable. Like, we did everything together, went everywhere together. Like, we literally were sisters. Like, she was my sister. Like, we did everything together. Like, I don't think we did anything separate. Like, I have pictures of with her on graduation, and I don't have pictures with my sis, like, who's my best friend, who's been my best friend, and we graduated twice together. Like, so me and Tom break up because if y'all watch that story, I didn't really mention it. I mentioned it briefly, but if y'all watch my almost died story, I'll put it in the link below. He wasn't there for me when I was in the hospital or whatever, and after that, like, I could never forgive him. I was like, there's no way that I can be with somebody who can't be there for me when I'm sickly. One, because you're supposed to be there for me, period. Two, because I have a life-threatening illness, and if I was to, like, keep this relationship going and, like, actually get married to you, you have to be there for me. Like, we can't be, I'm not doing this. No. So, and me and him broke up, right? I'm not going to name the dates because it's just too much, but I remember the dates and everything, but, like, there's no reason for me to say what the dates are. So me and him break up, and then this is how this starts. So me and him break up, and then 9 days later, me and her get into a fight. 10 to 9 days later, but we're gonna call it's 9 days later. Me and her get into a fight about nothing. Mind you, me and her have been friends since freshman year. We fought once because she thought that I set the boy that she liked, so they weren't together yet, but she thought I set the other twin up with my friend, which I didn't, but I was a part of that conspiracy plan to manipulate him into doing something else. So yeah, so basically I do this a lot. I could tell that story too, but basically I did it so that I didn't set them up, but I let it happen because I knew what was going to be the outcome of this, right? So she picked a fight with me, and we stopped talking, and we didn't talk back then for like, I want to say some months. I want to say like 5, 6, no, 7 months. 7 months. So we started talking back because my boyfriend wanted everybody to be like Hakuna Matata, everybody be friends, everybody be cool, because he knew that if I was around, they would be around, and blah blah blah. He didn't want us to have problems. So I'm like, alright, whatever, I'll be friends, like, I don't care. So me and her are still friends at this point in time. But like, so we except for that one fight we've had, we've been inseparable. Like, we do everything together, go everywhere together, make plans, hang out, everything. Like, talk every goddamn day on the phone. I'm not talking like few hours. I'm talking like she would call me when I woke up at 10 in the morning, and we'd be on the phone together until like the next day at like 6 in the morning when we both got tired, and then we would do it all over again. Like, we talked every single day. So so me and this girl are like tied at the hip, basically. And other people knew it too, because people didn't even know we stopped talking, really, like, because we just kind of faded out. And we didn't like have no big arguments on Facebook and do all that like stupid social media shit. Like, somebody last year asked me like, oh, how's this person doing? And I'm like, I don't know, she don't talk to me, we don't talk no more. And she doesn't fake shit, whatever. And I'm gonna get into that part, but people really still thought we were still friends. Like, mind you, that's a whole year later, because we stopped talking in 2014. So I break up, me and my boyfriend break up, and then or me and my ex-boyfriend now, but we break up, and then she picks this fight with me, right? So I'm gonna mention the times in later because y'all will get it eventually. But so mind you, this fight is not about us. This fight is not about our relationship, our friendship, nothing. This fight is about another one of her friends who I didn't really tell off, but I basically like tried to tell her about something that was important to her life, but girls don't want to hear the truth. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. She picks this fight with me and how I'm a pessimistic friend and I'm pessimistic and she can't have me in her life. She can't have life with people around her that's pessimistic and that act like this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whatever. Mind you, this conversation goes on all night long. Like, this is not no 1 hour conversation argument. We argued from whatever time in the night, because it was still the day before, till 6 in the morning. I had to get up at 6 in the morning to get ready for work because I had a job at a camp. And this was my first day at work too. So I go to work basically looking a hot mess. Bad day to look a hot mess too, because like, that's another story. But that's where I met like my other bae, who's my ex-bae, who I ended up losing my virginity. So that's my virginity story. We could talk about that another time. If y'all want to hear that story, y'all can like this video. But I don't remember. I looked rough, okay? That's all I remember. I looked rough. I was so mad. So I'm like, this girlie kept me up all night long arguing about some shit that's not even about us, that's not about our friendship, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, why did you keep me up talking about this bullshit? So we stopped being friends. Okay, so I just took it as an argument because I don't hold grudges, especially against my friends that I'm friends with for that long. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let her cool down or whatever. I don't talk to her all day. And then I called her that night and she answered the phone and we talked, but she was like, oh yeah, no, I don't know if we could be friends because I don't know if we could be friends because you're pessimistic and I can't deal with that in my life, blah, 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 blase, blase. I'm like, okay, with your dramatic self. So from that day on, we never spoke again. Ever. Sorry if I changed position. I had to figure out a way to charge my phone again because I was not going to record this video later. I'm too tired, too lazy for it. Not about to do it. Yeah. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so we never spoke again from that day, right? So a lot of people still didn't know because we just faded out. Like, we didn't like have no big dramatic ass argument because it was a stupid ass reason that we stopped talking in the first place. But we just didn't talk. Like, after she told me she didn't want to be friends with somebody like me, we stopped talking. The whole situation was about like, the reason she got mad at me in the first place was about her other friend and another one of our friends. Mind you, this is a guy. Mind you, so I told her, basically I'm just trying to help her, like, oh, like, this guy don't want you, like, just move on, da 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 da. Because she's telling me things, but I'm dealing with it, and I'm like, I know that this person isn't like this, but you believe that because that's what he's telling you, but he's lying. So, I'm like, oh, whatever. And that whole night, this girl, like, and these two, like, oh yeah, because they talking about the guy that I basically left my ex for. Oh, like, he don't want you no more, da 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 da. So my petty ass, because we got back together that August, I got on Facebook and put up a picture that said, bitches be like, he don't even want you anymore. I was so petty, y'all. Don't be me. Don't be me. I was so petty. I'm still petty. I'm not that petty no more, but I'm still petty. So I'm like, but I know my nigga. Like, I don't got to deal with because it's not like this person's been telling them that. Like, this other person was telling me the stuff that I was reporting back. This person don't talk to them. So I'm like, girl, bye. Like, and like, it would be a whole big controversy because they was mad. She was mad that the guy liked me, but I didn't care because I was in love with his best friend. So I had nothing to do with him or whatever. So other than us being like really, really close. We were close friends. People would ask me, like if people ask me about her in that time, I'm just like, oh, we don't speak anymore. And they would ask me why. And I would tell a story. Let me tell y'all. So I told this story more than once, and I told it regular, same way it happened. Like, I didn't change nothing up. I told them exactly like, oh, she said she didn't want to be my friends. I was pessimistic, and she couldn't be friends with some person like me. Da 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 da. Bro, every time I repeated this story, it sounded dumber and dumber, and I was just like, let me get this straight, because ain't no way that this is the main reason. So I never really thought about it. I just was like, okay, she stopped being my friend. Like, I'm not gonna think about like if you really meant that or whatever. So she stopped talking to me. This is Jerry. I'm still talking about Jerry. So she stopped talking to me, and I would tell this story, and every single time it would sound like it didn't make any sense. So I started thinking to myself, and I would repeat the dates and everything. So then one day I was like, wait a hot ass minute. Me and her broke. So they were really close. So I was close to her boyfriend, and she was close to mine. But it was like not like that. Like, it was like a bro sis kind of thing. And me and him broke up. Me and Tom broke up, and me and the other twin didn't talk anymore. So, but she was still with the other twin, and I had moved on or whatever. So I started repeating this story, and then I started saying the dates, and this was the time I got the epiphany. The Lord was like, wait a minute, Anika, this don't make no sense. So I told this story this was the final time that I told this story this way. So I told the story to one of my friends, or one of my friends, whatever, like that, right? So I told this story to one last person, and as I'm telling the story, I'm like, yeah, so we broke up on this day, and 9 days later this girl starts to fight with me. And wait, so I come to it, I'm like, wait. So I'm talking to her, and as I'm talking to her, it's coming to my brain that like what really happened. So I'm like, wait, me and my boyfriend broke up, and 9 days later she picked a fight with me. It's one of two things. It's either he told her not to be friends with me anymore, because I mean, I didn't think he would do that, but he was that kind of person. Like, he would say like, oh, don't be friends with this person anymore because like you close with me and that's not loyal or whatever. But I didn't think he would say that, because me and her were friends before him and her were whatever. And then I was like, it was either that or she stopped being my friend because of him, even if he didn't tell her anything. So, like, I'm not gonna say how I figured it out, but it was confirmed basically that she chose him over me. Not necessarily, but in that sense. So basically, she stopped talking to me, and she picked this fake ass fight with me. Fake ass fight. Because she thought it would be easier to be friends with him and not me, since she was dating his brother. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is 75 degrees of bullshit. Like, so she was known for having really displaced anger. Like, she wasn't passively aggressive. Like, if she was mad, she would say something, but she would say something about something completely different. Like, so the first time, remember how I mentioned earlier, we only got into one fight before? The first fight was really about, and I believe this is displaced anger, but it was really about her thinking that I set the guy that she liked up with another girl. But instead she started a fight with me in class about Justin Bieber. Like, she really got mad and got up, and I got up too, and I'm like, so you're gonna really start a fight about Justin Bieber? Mind you, I'm in love with Justin Bieber. Like, that's always going to be a thing. So me talking about Justin Bieber in class should not be that serious. But she really started like a whole fight over that, and we didn't talk for 7 months. Like, this time she starts a fight about another friend, and it's really not the reason that she's mad. Like, she's not even really mad, but she's doing that so that she doesn't have to actually say what's really on her mind. And that, I feel like, it's fake. Because, like, if you just didn't want to be my friend again because you felt like it'd be easier to be friends with Tom instead of me, I feel like I would have respected that. I don't know how to say, like, just respected it, but I would have been like, okay, like, and when her and the other one broke up, I would have been more willing to talk to her again, because, like, she was real with me. She was like she did this for a reason. She had a motive. No, instead you start a fight with me about bullshit that's not really a fight, and start a whole mess just for it to be something different, for it to be, oh, it was really another reason, but I said this. Like, why can't you just be a friend? Like, she always did that. Like, she always had displaced anger, and I was just like, why are you starting a fight with me about something that, like, even the first time, like, if you was mad and you thought that I set the guy that you like up, why didn't you tell me something? Why didn't you come? Why didn't you ask? Because I actually didn't, but why didn't you just ask? Like, if you'd asked, I would have told you the truth. Like, I guess she thought I was going to lie or something, but this time it wasn't even that. Like, this was a whole different situation, and it wasn't for me to lie, not to lie. So, like, she could have just told me how she felt, and I would have been like, okay, I could, like, be distant or something, but no, instead, she starts a whole fight. Like, why? That's bullshit to me. Like, I don't like that. Like, that's why I think it's really fake. Cause, like, you could have just been upfront with me, told me the real reason that you didn't talk to me, but instead you told me another bullshit ass reason just cause. Like, you couldn't tell me straight up. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, so me and you were inseparable. Me and you were sisters, and you stopped talking to me so that you could be friends with him. Mind you, neither of us said that you couldn't be friends with both of us. Like, I had no problem with her being friends with him. I had no problem, and I don't think he was really gonna get mad if she was friends with me, as long as, like, we didn't end up in the same position. Like, we didn't end up at, like, issue, like, things together. So I'm just like, so what you telling me is you stopped talking to me. I mean, I guess she stopped talking to me for her relationship, but, like, even that, like, you basically chose a guy over me. Whether it was the bro or your boyfriend, you chose a guy over me. That's fake. That's 10 times. That's 77 degrees of fake. Like, so from this day on, every time I tell this story, I'm like, this is how I started off. Like, oh, what happened to... She a fake ass bitch. Don't ask me no questions. And at first, like, for a long time, I was pissed off that we weren't friends because we were so close. It was like I didn't know who to turn to or who to ask things, who to tell things to. Like, I really had... It's not like I had nobody. Like, I had my best friend, but, like, I had nobody to talk to that would understand the things that I was going through at the time. So after all this, I'm just like, so you really stopped talking to me for a nigga? Mind you. And I was rooting for them. So I like, even when the anniversary came around, I told them happy anniversary, all that. I wanted to see them last because they were, like, best friends before, so I thought they would last, whatever. Like, me and Tom weren't best friends. We just started a relationship. But they were, like, best friends before. So I'm like, okay, like, I hope that y'all really make it. Like, even if me and Tom did work out. They broke up. So every time I replay this now, I wanted to tell you the story without laughing, but it's so funny. Every time I replay it, I'm like, so you dropped me to be friends with Tom, and now you and your boyfriend not together. So you don't got no sister, no brother, and no boyfriend. What did you do all that for? Like, it would have been different if, like, they were still together, they was on their track to get married. Like, okay, so you sacrificed a friend for your relationship. Cool. But, like, you stopped talking to me, and then y'all broke up. And it wasn't even a year later. So, really? Really, nigga?
Really, nigga?
Like, I was was just like, this is some bullshit. And then like, I've gotten questions from friends or like people that like know us. I don't know if they know the whole situation, but they know us. And they're like, oh, would you ever talk to her again? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, like, no, da-da-da-da. But like, no, because like, I have no problem talking to her. I have no problem talking to her. I have no problem speaking about the issue. But I will not talk to somebody who's fake. Because I don't even know how to put this. It's like, how can I ever trust you again? Like, you gonna get a new boyfriend. If he don't like me, you gonna drop me as a friend again. Like, I don't have time to be playing roundabout and merry-go-rounds with you. Like, you either my sister or you not my sister. Like, life is very, 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 very simple. And for the fact that I can't trust you, I don't know if I could be your sister again. I don't know if I could, how close I could be to you again. Because you dropped me for a nigga. Like, mind you, it wasn't, we had no problems. Me and her didn't fight. To this day, I really don't have any issues with her. Like, I hope she does well. I believe just like me, she's on track to graduate, like, on time or whatever. So I will, like, congratulate her or tell somebody I know to congratulate her or whatever. But, because I still want to see her do good. But I can't put myself around a person that is going to do something like that to me. Like, how can you be fake like that? Like, you're supposed to be my sister. You gonna drop me? Okay, he was your bro. I understand he was your brother. They was mad close. But like, he didn't tell you to drop me. You just assumed that you dropping me would be better for your relationship. But then I didn't last. So what did you really drop me for? Like, now I think about it and I'm sitting here, I'm like, what did you actually drop me for? Because nothing that you dropped me for is still a solid relationship. So okay, so let me not say this, because I don't know if her and my ex-boyfriend Tom are still close. I don't know at all. They could be, but I highly doubt it. Because okay, so when me and Tom broke up, her boyfriend stopped talking to me. And then so it might be a little different, because out of the twins, my boyfriend was the more like stand groundish of the two. So like, if he does whatever he wants basically. So if like the other brother told him not to talk to somebody, he'd be like, oh no, like, that's my friend, like, I don't care, like, I'm gonna talk to whoever I want to. But like, the other one wasn't like that. Like, he would do whatever his brother, not just if his brother said so, but he would just stop. Like, he would do it in the name of loyalty or whatever, because they were that kind of tight-knit family. So my brain was like, what you telling me is, so, well, no, okay, so it could have been the case where they still talk, but it wasn't like, they might have talked right after, but this wasn't like a breakup like how they usually broke up, and like, we break up, make up, da 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 da. No, this was this relationship is over, I'm moving on, you're moving on type of breakup. So I don't know if Tom still talks to Jerry. Jerry with an I. But so I just think back now and I'm just like, so this was in the name of what? Because in all that is holy and good, you dropped me for no ass reason. But it's okay, because now I know who's real and who's not. Like, now I know who's fake. And that's why I'm telling y'all, like, out of any lesson, if y'all learn any lesson from watching me on my channel, please, please, please watch out for who your friends are. Because girls will say they're your friend and drop you at the sign of anything, drop you at the sense of a man, drop you for anything, and you just like, but we were supposed to be super close. And it's not like I couldn't be super close with her. Okay, now I couldn't be, but it wasn't like before we couldn't be, because that was so, it wasn't lengthy at the time. If she turned around, realized that what she did was wrong, and said sorry, I would probably forgive her. I don't know if the relationship would ever be the same again, but if she told me back then, it probably would have been, if she like apologized back then. Like, I know that she knows what she did was wrong, but she's never gonna admit that. She's never gonna tell me that. Even if she admits it to somebody else, she's never gonna tell me that. How am I supposed to be close to you again if you can't even say you're wrong about something. Like, you can't tell me that you think you're right in this situation because you dropped me for a nigga and you and that nigga not even, like, it's just so frustrating because I'm just like, I'm a good friend and I did not deserve that. But it shows me who I'm supposed to be loyal to and who I'm not supposed to be loyal to, because you can't trust anybody out here. And I'm still best friends because I keep very good friendships. I'm still best friends with the same person I was friends with when I was 8. I'm still friends with my first best friend, who was my friend since I was 1. Like, I'm not one of those loosey-goosey, like, I gain a lot of friends, but the people who are strong friends in my life stay my friends. And me and her were going on like 5 years. We had been friends for 5 years, so we were going on like 6 years. I was just like, you dropped me for somebody. Oh, y'all, all I'm telling y'all is watch who your friend circle is. Watch who your friend circle is, because these bitches ain't loyal. Like, it don't hurt no more, but for a long time it hurt, because I was just like, you dropped me for a nigga that, and it wasn't even like he told her to. It was like, you just made the decision that you thought it would be better for your life to drop me. But then what did it really do for you? Because I mean, what can you do? All you gotta do is you live and you learn. Do not pay attention to my fingernail, y'all. This fell off when I was making my bed today. I was salty. I was like, I'm trying to get a filling and now y'all gonna make me get a, like when they have to refill a finger too. Like, why would you do that? But yeah, y'all, that's the end of this story. My life is crazy. If y'all want other story times, let me know, because I got stories for days. Like, these stories could go on forever. I promise you. I have tons. But my hair's just do whatever it wants to today. To this day, I'm not salty about it no more, but to this day, I'm still like mad about the situation, because why would you let it go down like that? And you just keep letting it go and spiral out of control. I'm just like, we was never really friends if you could do something like that to me. The one good part about this situation, though, was that thankfully, because I wasn't speaking to her, there was no way for my ex to wiggle his way back into my life. I know that if me and her had stayed friends, he would have found some reason to have to be around me, or some reason to have to see me to try to get me back again or win me back again. But me and her, or we would have just gotten into extra fights that we didn't need to be in. Me and her stopping talking made it sure that, like, made it sure that me and him were never going to get back together. Like, because we weren't in contact. There was no way for us to be in contact, because I no longer spoke to his brother, and me and him were no longer talking, and me and her were no longer talking. So every single, like, line to that guy was cut off. So it made it so that I could move on easily, and the transition into, like, being in a different relationship and being with somebody else was a lot easier than if I had stayed friends with her. And not saying, like, I didn't want to be friends with her or whatever, but if we were still friends while all this was going on, it would have made it a lot harder for me and him to, like, not get back together, not communicate anymore, not be in each other's lives. And that's probably the only reason I'm thankful this is thankful for the situation, other than finding out that she was fake. But I'm really thankful that I got to transition and move on, and now I have a boyfriend, and I'm very happy, and my life is good. Like, I didn't have to go through the back and forth with my ex any longer. So, life lessons, guys, life lessons. But yeah, if y'all want more videos like this video, if you want the virginity video like this video, and subscribe, of course, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.
You see that glow? These looking like Ari.
She bad and she know it, some niggas save hoes. I'm not that heroic, could you be my escort? Cause just like them 2-door fours, damn, they don't make them like you no more.